Hello, here in the Swift that you have on hire, this is your main control panel here. So it's very straightforward. You have the main power button, which will control the power for the entire van. And then you have this water pump button. So to turn the water pump on, all you need to do is just press this button here, and that will turn the pumps on so you can use the tap, the shower and the toilet flush. You can leave this pump on all the time, providing the taps are down. When you need to fill up the water barrel, if you just make sure you turn this off, and that will prevent the water pump from filling up with air, so you don't have to bleed the taps. And then once you've reconnected your barrel, you can turn the water pump back on.
Welcome to DG Motorhomes Hire and Sales Motorhome Guides. I'm going to show you how to use the heating and hot water controls. So to begin with, you press this dial in. The flashing symbol is the one that's selected. So at the moment we've got a camper van with a thermostat in it, which is the heating. So to set the heating temperatures, you click the dial in, turn the dial to the desired temperature. Now that you've done that, the heating will start to heat up the van. So the next symbol along, we've got a thermostat, which is your hot water. So again, to select it, you press the dial in, turn the dial to eco or hot, so we would recommend that you only use hot. Once you've selected that, the symbols will flash at the top. Once it is stopped flashing, it means the water is up to temperature. To select your energy source, you go to the third dial, so you'll see a gas bottle and two electricity symbols. So select that. If you're not at a campsite and you're wild camping, you would need to use the gas. So the gas is the first one. If you are at a campsite and connected to an electric hookup, you would turn all the way over to Elect 2, which stands for electricity. Select that, and then the final symbol we have is of a fan. So when you get in the motorhome up to temperature, we recommend you turn it to high. When you go into bed and you just want to keep the chill off the van, we'd recommend turning it to eco, and that will keep the sound of the fans down.
This is the toilet cassette. So to empty it, all you'll do is you'd pull it out like this. If this handle does get stuck and it won't come out, it's because the flap is still open on the inside. So you just need to go in and close it. But to empty it, all you do is you pull it out, carry it to your L-stand point, twist this nozzle up, undo the screw, and then you'd pour it in to the L-stand point. While you're pouring it, make sure you hold down this orange button here. And then once it's all out, just rinse it out with the hose a bit at the L-stand point. Do it a few times until the water is clear. And then when you're back at your caravan, use this blue toilet chemical, which should be in the front locker. You only need a tiny bit, about a lid full, maybe half a lid full. You'll pour it into this funnel here, give it a little swash round, put the lid back on, fold it back in, and then you just slide it back into the compartment here, and then pull it up. And then this little bit here is the toilet flusher. So we'll have this nice and full for you, obviously for when you arrive, but after a day or so it will run out. So to fill it up, you just need to unlock it with the fat key, turn it round, and then if you just use a glass or something to fill this up, and then that will just make sure that the water flusher's full. If there's no water coming out the flusher, then it just means that this is empty and you need to top it up.
Arrive at your destination, you need to undo the gas bottle by the valve on top by turning it anti-clockwise. And then when you're about to set off again, you need to close it by turning it clockwise. If you run out of gas, you need to change the bottle. So to do that, you undo this hose. And then you undo this on the other bottle. And then you need to put the hose back in here. So you put it in and you turn the valve towards you. Once that's in nice and tight, it's all changed over. Put the bung back into the empty bottle. Once that's done, you're good to go. Close the door up.
If the power within the van stops working, so if the fridge stops working, your plugs, hot water, etc., if you come under this front right seat, lift up the cushions, you'll come across this control panel. The blue switch will flip down if the power is tripped. To turn it back on, all you need to do is flick it back up.